I would like to propose something. We should reach for Mars in order to reach for Earth. But before I start, I'd like to kind of quote something. The Sistine Chapel has a famous painting of Adam reaching out to touch the hand of God. Is this a symbol for man's thirst for knowledge? Or maybe it represents our infatuation with the sky above. Upon being placed on earth, Adam and Eve awaited further knowledge that God could provide. We as their children have continued this heritage. We learned how to use soil to our advantage. We learned important skills such as wood and metalwork. We built cities, ships, even flying machines. In 1969, we touched the moon. God left the world unfinished for man to work his skill upon. He left this electricity in the cloud, the oil in the earth, and the rivers unbridged, and the forests uncut, and the cities unbuilt. God gives to man the challenge of finite raw materials, not the ease and comfort of finished things. He leaves the pictures unpainted, the music unsung, and the problems unsolved, that man might know the joys and glories of creation. Thomas S. Monson. We must continue the work of creation by looking up to an unfinished planet. Mars provides us with a clean slate, a place away from war and all our mistakes of the past. It can become a place where our best efforts meet. We as a nation, no, as a civilization, must make the effort to learn advanced mathematics and engineering and invest our resources into companies that can bring us to Mars. I'm going to discuss now how Earth can benefit from Mars. In the 1960s, there was a huge push to get America on the moon. And there were several key technologies that had to be developed. One, for example, was Doppler radar. But in order to protect it, you needed special skin. And that special skin we now enjoy, which protects the radar systems that protect us from extreme weather. Now, if you're watching this video, you're probably enjoying something that came from the Apollo missions as well, which is computers, or integrated circuits specifically. They had to cut weight, and we now enjoy on our Netflix videos, and that's what came from the moon. Something that kind of came from as a side project was Russian cooperation. After the moon landings, we were able to build a space station with the Russians and two countries that used to war with each other were cooperating. It was pretty incredible. Imagine if we could get all the countries in on going to Mars. Peace, world peace, is within our grasp if we can try to get to Mars. The key technologies for Mars is pretty straightforward. Needed at least. Fusion energy is the only way we'll be able to power anything on the surface of Mars and in transit to Mars. We have to perfect that technology. Lockheed Martin, this aerospace company, hopefully will have a prototype in 10 years. I believe if we contribute financial help, they can increase that speed and decrease that time needed to develop a fusion energy reactor. Another thing that will come from Mars is efficient crop growth. And we have to learn how to grow crops on Mars, and that's what we're doing right now. A university in the Netherlands recently grew crops in Martian simulated soil. And we're enjoying special UV LEDs that were developed on the space station that can grow crops in colder, more sun, in environments that get less sun than the equator. Another biggie, a big important thing that we'll get from a Mars trip is advanced propulsion. We must, with fusion, we'll be able to have advanced propulsion technologies that will get us there from 2 years to 7 months. That's a big thing. And the amazing thing is, all of these will not only help the people going to and who live on Mars, they will be able to help the people on Earth. Imagine all the massive cities that will be in existence in 10 or 20 years. They'll need electricity, water, crops, and transportation, fusion energy. Everything developed for our journey to Mars will improve our lives here on Earth as well. So I'd like to invite everyone to reach for Mars, to reach for Earth. We must imagine a world where countries spend money on discovery and not destruction. We must reach for Mars, and it gives the world an opportunity to start fresh. Our children's future depends on it. Study mathematics and engineering so you can contribute to scientific communities. Contribute your financial resources to companies in the form of stock investments to help them expedite their research. And I think that's it. But thanks for watching. Reach for Mars, reach for Earth.